So I don't know if you noticed it, but yesterday we had four boards in which opener had 17 points and was not balanced. And a 17-point hand that's unbalanced provides some challenges, which we saw in the number of ways that people bid them. Let's discuss, how do you treat an unbalanced 17 hand? Is it just 17?
I'm just 17, but she look just 17. Come on inside.
So our first 17 is right away on board one, a really interesting hand. This is an unbalanced 17, right? And it's got a fabulous heart suit. It's got this club suit that is begging for just partner, please. The jack of clubs, the king of clubs. Either one of those is going to make my suit great. And then maybe ace doubleton in partner in diamonds. That would give us a pitch maybe about one of those spades or a club. But the hand looks to me to be a game-going hand, okay? So my 17 here, just 17, really is, to me, a game-forcing hand. So here, I'm going to put a game force in place. And the thing about a jump shift is it is game-forcing, right? So this means I no longer have to worry about us getting to game. And I can make a bid like 3 hearts here, which shows extra hearts, and I don't need to worry that my partner will leave us there. They bid 3 diamonds and spades. They probably have a fairly good hand. They've managed to make 2 bids. They didn't take a preference back to hearts. So I bid 3 hearts, and they get to 3 no trump. As it turns out, this hand can make 4 spades. It can make 4 hearts. It can make 3 no trump. I don't know. Maybe even it can make 5 diamonds. I mean, it's a really strong hand altogether. So we need to get it to game. And in this case, our 17, our unbalanced 17 with 6 foreign clubs, we treat it as a jump shift. So East gets another 17-pointer just a couple boards later on board 3. This time, instead of being 2 suited, they have a void in spades, and they have clubs, diamonds, and hearts. Now, one of the tools that we use with unbalanced good invitational hands is called a reverse. Now, a reverse can be difficult. They're not hard to bid because they happen naturally. Here you'll start with clubs and then you'll say, oh, I should bid my diamonds now or my hearts, right? And you have reversed, right? You have bid into a higher suit with fewer cards. So it shows shape, right? It'll be 5 clubs, 4 diamonds here when I use a reverse. Where people have problems is in how to respond to a reverse. Now, I'm not going to get into that because it's certainly longer than the 3 or 4 minutes I want to use here to discuss this hand. There'll be another day to talk about reverses. But I want to talk about one aspect of the reverse, which is this. You can't have a reverse or a jump shift, okay? There is no such thing, right? If you have a hand that has to reverse, like this one, then it's going to be reverse. So they overlap in points. I can have with my hand a hand that I would consider game forcing, but I would only have the reverse available to me, okay? But because a reverse can also be invitational, right? A good invitational hand, say 17 points, since that seems to be the theme, that we can reverse with 17 even if we don't want a jump shift. Now, picture yourself as the responder. Your partner reverses and you have just barely eked out a bid, right? You have 5 or 6 points, right? And your partner reverses. What you need is some way to tell your partner, whoa, partner, hold on here. I'm really weak, and if you don't have the game-forcing hand, but instead have the good invitational hand, I'm going to throw up a red flag, okay, and say, careful, watch out. That is what reverse systems are based on. Okay, when you have an understanding with your partner about responding to reverses, they're all about throwing up the red flag, saying, partner, back off. Unless you have the game forcing hand, unless you have a maximum, you need to back down because I have crap. All right. But if you have the 7 or 8 points, good 7, 8 points, then you want to make sure you get to game. which is not hard if you're a responder. If opener reverses, it's not hard for a responder to put it in game with 7 or 8 points or more. All right. In fact, with that 10, 11, 12 point hand, you're going to start thinking about slam. Right? So that's the nature of reverse. The problem isn't in opener, right? Reversing. He just has to be aware that he needs enough points to bid at a higher ranking suit, skipping over his first suit. In other words, voluntarily bidding a shorter suit second than he did the first time at the next level. So here, 1 club, 2 diamonds, right, is a reverse. If it goes 1 club, 1 heart, 2 diamonds, it's a reverse. Right? I have at least 17 points. I have a good invitational hand, right? And I could have a lot more, okay? Probably right up to where I would have opened 2 clubs instead. So that's the problem with the reverse. How does responder warn off opener? Say, opener, slow down. I got 5, 6 points here. Maybe I shouldn't have even have bid, right? But once he gets that 7 or 8, now he knows, got to get us to game. This 17-point hand falls in the reverse category. That's how we would treat it. We start with 1 club. I've got our good buddy Fred in there because otherwise South will make a very excellent preempt on the second round. Partner bids spades, naturally, my void, right? And now I reverse, and I'm gonna bid my 4-card majors up the line. So I bid 2 diamonds here. Now see what it's called? An opener reverse, right? Now they call it 18 to 22 points. I like to call it a good invitational hand. Okay, a good invitational, not just any invitational hand, but a good one, right? And here I got 4 top tricks, and I got a heart suit, which apparently isn't going to matter, right? So I bid the 2 diamonds, and this is a reverse. And then my partner bids 3 clubs. Now notice that the way the robots play this, whatever he bids here is probably going to be a forcing bid. All right? And I'm not going to get into what continuations there are because they can be difficult. Suffice to say that this bid, for the robot's way of responding to it, shows that 7 or 8 points that I was talking about. That means go to game. Okay. Question is, where do we go to game? Well, partner has spades and clubs. I could bid my 3 hearts. There's hearts here to show him hearts. And then partner bids 3 no trump. Right? And we have no problems making 3 no trump. So on board 3, we had 2 people in 3 no trump. We had a 17-point hand in East that managed to not get to game opposite 9 points. Right? He's got 9 points. We can't see it right now, but West has 9 points. Right? 17 points opposite 9, but out of our 8 pairs playing it, only 2 got to 3 no trump. And that's because handling these unbalanced 17-point hands can be a little tricky. They can be tricky. So on board 5, South picks up the 17-pointer, right? Unbalanced. We might, although this one starts feeling a little bit more balanced, right? Because it's got that singleton. It's got all of its, 16 of its 17 points are concentrated in the black suits, and they are the controls, right? So we have 5 tricks off the top. So we've got ourselves a pretty decent hand here. And the question is, how do we want to treat this unbalanced 17-pointer? And I think there were 2 ways to do it. First of all, because the spades are on top, it's going to be hard not to make a jump shift. If we open clubs and then our partner bids, say, diamonds or hearts, and we bid spades, we are now making a jump shift into the spades and a game forcing bid. Now, it may be that this hand is strong enough to do that. Right? We have 3 heart losers, right? We'd hate to see that come down opposite 3 heart losers in the other hand. But we have these 2 black suits that are awfully good. Although it would look a lot better to me with 10s and 9s in the club suit or a 10 in the spade suit than it does with those little cards. Right? So we have a choice. We can treat this as a game forcing hand and make a jump shift. Or we could try something else. We could treat it as a semi-balanced hand and then open either 1 no trump or if we think it's worth more than 17, and I tend to think it is, we can try 2 no trump. Let's start with a club and see what happens. I'm not going to open it 1 no trump. I think I might do that if it was just a hair weaker. I'll start with 1 club. And we get the heart bid. So now we have a choice. Now, one thing we can do here is think about our check back system. New minor forcing, right? This is a way that partner can ask us for hearts, for 3 hearts, or it could ask us to, if we don't have the 3 hearts, to be showing spades. Either one, we don't mind at all. But to give our partner that opportunity to use new minor forcing, we need to show our strength now, right? As always, opener needs to define their hand better with their second bid. So now I'm going to treat this hand as a semi-balanced hand, okay? And I'm going to bid 2 no trump. Now this is a lie, right? As some no trump bids are, because I have no stopper and diamonds. They haven't bid them yet, right? And but I know that if I've got a good invitational hand, and certainly 2 no trump, an 18-19 point hand shows a good invitational hand, if not a game going hand. It tells partner, hey, if you have 7, 8 points, we need to be in game, right? If my partner had wanted to check back on hearts because he had 5, he could have used 3 diamonds, right? But instead, he apparently has only 4 hearts, and he bids 3 no trump. And this is a decent bid. So go to 3 no trump, and all that we need to do is have the diamond stop somehow. And we get a spade lead, and we're home free, right? 4 spades, 2 hearts is 6, 7, 8, 9 in the clubs, right? So there we go. We treated this 17-pointer as semi-balanced, and we thought that it was better than its 17 points. So instead of opening 1 no trump, we bid a suit and then bid 2 no trump. So on our 4th 17, in our just 17 series, we get to board 8, and this time it's West that holds it. Now, West has a 3-2, 6-2, okay, and it's 17 points. The points are spread all the way through the hand, and when your honors aren't concentrated, they tend to have less strength. The Queen and Jack, for instance, may not even win a trick unless our partner has a heart honor. Then we have the points all spread out. Now, this is more the feature of a balanced hand. So this is a semi-balanced hand, like the last one we just looked at, a semi-balanced hand. Now the question is it worth 17? Is it worth just 17? Or is it worth more? Right? Because if it's just 17, then I'm opening 1 no trump. Right? If I think it's more, then I'm probably going to open a diamond and bid 2 no trump. Right? Now, because these points are spread out, they have less value. So this is, in fact, just 17. So I'll open at 1 no trump, and it gets passed out. This turns out to be, with some better defense at one of the tables, would have been a top board. Right? Because it does not make much more. It doesn't make more than 1 no trump. Just 17.